Okay, so in this episode of Taking the Black, we're going to talk about costumes, appearances, general appearance stuff for a henchman. And there's really two schools of thought here. Now, gamers tend to be pretty pragmatic people. They don't need the fancy bells and whistles and the showmanship and so forth when they want to test out a game, because their focus is on the game mechanics and the fluff and getting inside of the game. That said, appearance does count for something, especially when you are a volunteer for Weird or Malifaux, and you need to make an impression upon people, and you need to present yourself in a respectable manner. I think one of the reasons why when you do apply for henchmanship they ask for a photo, I think that's mainly just so that they can verify, for one, that that's an actual person and not somebody working the system, but two, and maybe this might just be my opinion, but maybe that they want to make sure that the person is presentable and so forth. So anyways, what I've got here is the famous black t-shirt, the Malifaux free henchman shirt. When you sign up to be a henchman, you are entitled to one free shirt, so you need to take care of that shirt. You're going to be wearing this shirt a lot. You're going to be wearing it at stores. You're going to be wearing it for demos. You're going to be wearing it for tournaments and other events that you host. So taking care of the shirt is a priority. So one of the things that I do with this shirt is when I wash the shirt, I make sure to just hang dry it or air dry it. I also don't keep it on a hanger, even though we're doing that for the purpose of this video, because you don't want to stretch out the collar too much. A third thing I do is I'll wear a white shirt or an undershirt on this shirt, and this also helps keep the shirt in good working order, and it just looks a little bit more presentable. Here's the back of the shirt, just in case you were wondering. It says henchman on it. So anyway, that's the bare bones basics for wearing or taking the black or being a Malifaux henchman. Now, why do you really need the shirt? Now, when I first signed up to be a henchman, I didn't think, well, I don't really need the shirt. But actually, it does speak a lot about the formality of you running the event. It actually makes it, I found that it makes it a little bit easier to work with store owners, staff, convention owners, if they see that I'm at least a semi-official representative for Malifaux and for Weird. So, this is a good shirt for gamers, and you need to take care of it, and that's great. But if you're going to a lot of conventions, like we are at SoCal Malifaux, I found that wearing a shirt, the black shirt, for 3+ days is bad, because that shirt can get manky, and that shirt it just doesn't quite scream the kind of presentation that some of these conventions we go to does. Some of the conventions are gaming conventions, in which case the shirt works fine. But I found personally that if you take it up a little bit and you need something that you're going to be able to wear for a few days, I found that wearing a vest does better. So what I have here is I have a vest that my wife so graciously put this lettering upon. I believe these are iron-on, but you can also tack them as well. And the nice thing about the vest is it's an outer garment. You can continue to change the undershirt. And more importantly, for me anyways, this is steampunk gear. This is Victorian gear. So it speaks volumes about the game itself without even having met somebody. You can see that this vest is different. And it is different. We're presenting Malifaux as a game that's different from the other tabletop miniatures games that people might be playing. So it's particularly catchy when you're dealing with the whole steampunk theme, steampunk Western Victorian theme. Here's the front of the vest. So we've added some extras to it. Now this vest I actually picked up at a thrift store for around $4, which was great. So you pick up the vest at the thrift store, you get it dry cleaned. So you're out the door for roughly around $9 with the cleaning. Actually, it costs more to clean the thing than it did to buy it. Then added some buttons, some custom buttons to the vest. A lot of times when you pick up stuff from thrift stores, they'll have things like buttons missing, and this one did. So I went ahead and added buttons. Then I just added a little bit of extras to it, like the brass octopus button, gears here. It's got a nice charcoal pinstripe pattern to it. And then you can even do other things like, let's see here if I can do this. Towards the bottom I've got a pocket watch, which is really cool. This is a pocket watch I picked up at a Ren fair. And a puff tie with a little robot steampunk spider on it. You can buy little accessories for the shirt. Now the shirt itself is another like $4 shirt I picked up at a thrift store, dry cleaned it. But what's cool about steampunk is it's okay for your shirt to be wrinkled up. And with the vest you can continually change your shirt, your tie, your accessories. You can go as far as you like with it. I just picked this up at GameX, so this is another part of the costume. You can even go with like the big leather duster overcoat that you might have seen me with in some of my videos. But this is really cool because now it's like the comic book person, the anime person, the role player, the LARPer, a broader range of people are now interested in the guy in the costume that's shuffling the cards. I mean, this kind of looks like you're an old-timey poker dealer. And that just screams Malifaux to me. Everything about this outfit screams Malifaux. It's very versatile. Like I said, you could wear this several days in a row, so it's excellent for conventions. This is just an idea that I came up with and thought that, hey, maybe if we had henchmen wearing, vests, that would look really cool. It's actually a fairly cheap costume to put together, but I push things way beyond what they should be, and so I end up with like some pretty extravagant steampunk costumes and steampunk gear. That has to do with my wife, who really loves dressing up like that. And we'll actually talk to her about that and her unique role in SoCal Malifaux. So that's it for dressing and presentation. There's a lot of things that you can do for steampunk gear and steampunk attire on the cheap. Like I said, thrift stores are a great source. Then you just buy your or you make your accessories, and then you can just go from there. The trousers can be regular brown or gray pants. I use black or gray wool pants, and there's just a lot you can do with this. And if you're looking in the right places, it's not terribly expensive. If you really want the fancy, though, I mean, it's gonna run you a little bit more. The little details and so forth, the jewelry underneath, the puff tie, and so forth. So that's it for costuming and presentation, and we'll see you on the next video.